Welcome to the Sex, Money, and Real Estate Podcast, the show for real estate couples about how to close more deals in the bedroom. My name is Bill Jameson.
And I'm Nancy Jameson.
And each week we deep dive into juicy, intentional, sexy conversations, sharing with you what it takes to create balance in your intimate relationships and your real estate business. Thank you so much for being here. Shall we begin?
Hello, baby.
Hey, baby. How are you? What's happening?
I'm doing well. I am doing very well, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep, me too.
Yeah? Why are you doing well?
Well, let's see. There's, I don't know. I just got some really great sleep, and it's beautiful outside, and there's a whole lot to be grateful for, a whole lot of magic going down. So, yeah, I feel great.
Awesome.
I had a great workout this morning. We're on a 7-day fast right now. So today's day, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Our last meal was Sunday night.
Yes.
So we're 4.5 days into our fast. We're going to break fast on Mother's Day. We make break fast on date night on Saturday. We are toying around with that idea.
Yes, of course. And
yes,
if anybody's wondering, welcome to Sex, Money, and Real Estate.
Yes, for sure.
In case you got, you took that left turn at Old Man Google and got lost in the internets, you have landed on Sex, Money, and Real Estate.
Yes, absolutely.
That empowering podcast where we talk about couples and intimate relationships and everything to do with how you relate to it within your work life and your home life and integrating it all together.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. You're in the right place. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it very much. And yes, so that's how I'm doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing really great too. It's a beautiful day. Had a great workout. The fast is treating me well. I am feeling a little bit. I am feeling it a little bit today. I'm extra tired, and I'm definitely chilly. Like I just can't seem to get warm. And I know I'm just not. My digestive system is not firing right now, obviously, because it's water and juice right now, and it's all good because I feel slim and I feel mellow and surrendered, and it's a great place to be. So
are you detoxing also?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yesterday I was a little headachy, and today I'm feeling okay.
Yeah, definitely very cleansing. Yeah, absolutely. So that's interesting. Feel free to DM us and if you have any questions about that. So yes, you heard Bill correctly. We are doing water and juice, and it is 7 days long. So I'm sure that's
or 6.75. We'll see.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sure that's bringing up lots of interesting stuff for some people. So happy to have that conversation around it. And then we did do a podcast on how fasting impacts your real estate business, is beneficial for your real estate business, I believe is the title. It's one of the earlier ones, less than 20, maybe like the episode 1 through 20 or so.
Got it.
So check that out.
Cool. Awesome. And do you have any magic you would like to share today?
Absolutely.
How about you tell those folks out there, as you're sharing magic, what magic is all about?
Yes. Awesome. All right. So Bill and I, we really enjoy focusing on magical moments. And so magic for us, as we define it, is the ability to influence ourselves. So it's my ability to influence myself, influence others, or influence life in an empowering way, because you could certainly influence myself or influence others or influence life in a disempowering way, because life is very intoxicating. However, we choose to focus on the empowering ways that shows up. So an example of that could be I influence life by getting a VIP parking spot. It's like, whoop, I'm pulling into Kroger, and then, the car in the first spot pulls out, and then I zip right in. So that would be an example. So we like to focus on that because what you focus on expands.
Yes.
So how did I influence? Well, my magic this week is definitely around us. So it's us it's myself and then it's us as a couple. And, we shared with you guys that we decided to go see a therapist to clear out some of that 20-year-old, 25-year-old clutter, if you will. And so Bill and I have, let's see, we went through, this is our 11th session with Miss Susan so far. And what I really enjoy about it is that we keep showing up. I think that's very magical, that, it is messy. It is challenging. It brings up a lot of emotion, and we're clearly moving through some old hurts and old wounds and transmuting that energy into a more powerful context and the ability to love each other at a whole nother level. And we choose to keep showing up to that appointment. And I just really appreciate that about me, and I appreciate that about you. And I think it's really beautiful. I think it's a testament to who we are for ourselves and who we are for each other, and our commitment to our coupleness. So
awesome.
I'm complete. Yes.
Yes, you are. Awesome. I'll share some self magic is that I have influenced myself to go find a hernia doctor. I've been carrying around this hernia for, I don't know. I heard you say 2 decades earlier. I don't know if it's been that long. Maybe.
It's longer than Rex. And Rex is going to be 15.
So I've had it for a while. And, I'm done with the experience. So I went and saw one doctor and he was okay. But then I asked for a recommendation from another doctor friend of mine if they knew anybody. And the second doctor we saw was just like fantastic. Like, I'm so excited to hang out with him. I scheduled the almost on the spot. I scheduled the procedure. Mm-hmm. So getting this thing taken care of me, and really, I don't know if I ever would have been excited to have a quote unquote procedure done, and yet I know that this is going to elevate the quality of my life, and I'm just excited for it. So that'll be happening in June. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll make an episode out of that too. So. And then the other magic is being on the juice fast for sure. It's been great, and amongst the things that we talked about was beyond that, it's just the level of surrender that does come with doing something like this. You go through a few days and you realize that there are attachments come up. Whether it's food or any other habits around food, about reaching for things for security or comfort or whatever. And, it all shows up with this juice fast. So it's pretty cool.
I'm going to challenge you to make those I statements.
Okay. I get challenged.
Mm-hmm.
Reaching for snacks or chips or a handful of pecans or, things that I like to munch on during the day. And what I realize is that when I'm on a juice fast is I don't need nearly as much food as I think I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, not even close. It's really a fraction of what I eat is really what I need. Mm-hmm. So it's more the want than the need. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I'm going to stick a pin in that because this episode is all around basically like a state of the union about Bill and Nancy and like what we have going on, and just sharing with you what we have going on and how we're relating to it. And what we wanted to do is just like magic, share with you as it relates to self, others, and life. And so, we'll take it through those specific categories, like what's going on with ourselves, what's going on with each other, and then what's going on in life, business, real estate, all that kind of stuff. Because we definitely have a bunch of stuff. I mean, Bill and I have a very full life, and we have a beautiful capacity to hold it and sustain it, and really the horsepower to drive it. And so we wanted to share with you what was going on. So back to, was there anything that you wanted to say about that?
No, perfect.
So back to the fast, because this is great. Like the fast really allows us, and it allows me the space to have that conversation with that that emotional attachment to the eating.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think back to when I did my fast last year, that ended up, I started out at 28 days, and then I went to 32. That was a big realization for me as well, to the point where when I started eating food again, I was actually super hypersensitive to peanuts.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And it created a reaction, and, like an allergic reaction. I don't think I did an EpiPen, but I took a steroid. Like I had to go get a steroid from, to like calm it down.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the food piece about it, I've realized that throughout the last 8 months or so that I don't need that much food. And so when we talked about doing a fast, I mean, we do quarterly fasts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we fast on Mondays, and then Wednesdays generally,
Mm-hmm.
and then quarterly we'll do 2 or 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, just as a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this will be the second one.
Yeah, in 6 months.
Yeah, I was trying to think of when the other. It was.
I think we did one in February.
Yeah, something like that.
So it was cool. So where I'm going with this is that when we talked about doing the 7 days, I was like, oh, this is a piece of cake. Like it's a whole different relationship to the idea of fasting and allowing my body to utilize that energy in other ways, and then also stop and allow it the space to heal on its own. And so I thought that was a really cool piece to this, is that, I literally can take that new piece of code that, fasting for 7 days is a piece of cake, like not literally, because we're doing juice and water. It's not like we're liquefying cake.
Oh. I don't know. This is a pretty good smoothie I'm drinking.
Yeah. But if I can, so that piece of code I can transfer into other areas of my life that I may not be having that same powerful experience with. And
Right.
so it's like, oh, okay, cool. So if I can recode this, if I can rescript this, if I could redo this habit, now I know that I can do this over here. So if it's, I don't feel like prospecting today, or feel like exercising today, or feel like having this really tough conversation with my team member or my coaching client. Yeah, no, you can do it because
Yeah, you can, you can transmute that, you can transmute that energy. You can apply it to something else, like you said, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, you once you figure out that you can ride a bike, that you can figure out how to ride a skateboard, you have that sense of balance.
Eee, that's scary to me.
Well, now I guess we know what we're doing next. But you know what I mean? Like you get that sense of balance, that sense of equilibrium about something, and you know that you can move it to something else.
It's a great example. Thank you for that. Ooh, yes.
Or a scooter.
Mm-hmm. Well, I conquered scooters.
Yes, that's true.
I did it. I have rescripted that PTSD from my fall.
Yes, cool.
Ooh.
Awesome. So what else about the fasting?
I think those are the things that they're just coming up. I just wanted to share that ability to transfer that new state of being, that new piece of code, to other areas of our life. So
awesome.
Cool. Was there anything, you mentioned this beautiful magic around the hernia. Did you want to say anything more in detail about that?
Let's see. So, I've been carrying it around for a while. I feel like I was okay with it for a while. And then there were times where, if I was coughing a lot or sneezing a lot or something, then, I could feel it hurt a little bit. And actually I could, what I was thinking about the other day is sometimes when I make love, it hurts a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you about that.
And it's better when you're on top.
Okay.
And
it's always better when I'm on top.
Yes, that's true. And so
that's not true, by the way. That's not true.
And so and there's a little bit of discomfort. It's not crazy, but there's a little bit of discomfort.
Sure.
And the doctor had asked me, is it getting bigger? And I said, not really, but she said yes. And then I kind of looked at it today and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it really is bigger actually. And I don't know how else to say that I'm done with the experience. I'm just, there's no reason for me to have it. and we can get it taken care of very easily, and the impact of having it done, is more empowering than not. There's greater benefit to having it done than not, should I say?
Mm-hmm.
So it all adds up at the end of the day for me. So that's I'm looking forward to that. Just not having that extra little bulge hanging out.
Yes, absolutely.
So
yeah,
that's it.
Well, what I love about it is that there's been a lot of, like, I'm looking at it from the energetic space or how it impacts you on the unconscious level.
Mm-hmm.
And you certainly haven't complained about it. I mean, there's definitely been moments, like you said, where it's discomfort or you're experiencing it, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not like you're walking around here going, oh my God, you're not complaining about it. So I just have an understanding of, like, if there's like this weight associated with this thing. Oh, if this thing was just taken care of, then, I could then utilize that energy and again, transfer it to someplace else, or maybe experience yourself at full power. Or maybe is there there's something wrong or something, or I got to get this fixed. So like any kind of that conversation has an impact. And, it's very similar to the teeth. And
Mm-hmm.
like we're choosing to go through getting all of the implants that you want to make sure that you have a full set of choppers.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about this is that we're doing this all in a relatively short amount of time. So these things that have been,
carried on for years
are going to be taken care of inside of a year,
mm-hmm.
maybe a year and a half. And yet there's going to be such a dramatic impact. And the surrender associated with getting these things taken care of as I experience you is already there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to your experience of yourself as, okay, cool. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really beautiful. So thank you for loving yourself and honoring, the choice to heal it.
Thanks.
Preach.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about as far as the State of the Union goes? The Jameson and Company State of the Union?
Yeah. So with me, that was self for
mm-hmm.
you. And obviously that'll trickle over into others in life. But the self perspective for me, what's going on is that I am for sure moving through menopause now, whether it's, what the stage of menopause is yet to be seen. However, I'm certainly not post-menopause, but this will be, I'm in month 5 or 6 of having no period. And, I do still experience cramps. However, they're irregular. And, so I am aware that I am moving through menopause. There's definitely been other conversations around that. And so this has been happening, I guess, for about a year.
About a year.
It's about a year now. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning of these, the period, no period, period, no period, or, irregular weeks or whatever, Bill and I decided to have a conversation around setting intentions for how we wanted to experience menopause. Like, what's my experience of menopause? What's Bill's experience of menopause? And so for me, my intention is to really embrace it, embrace this next iteration of my life. And, we have an awareness that we're complete with having natural kids. We talked about the possibility of adopting or any of those things, but fostering. Yeah. But as far as natural kids, we're complete. And so what do I do with all of this different energy? So it was interesting. So then I found this book by Dr. Christian Northrup, which we'll put the
title of it right now.
The details. It's The Pleasure of Menopause.
Okay.
We'll put the details in the link in the show notes. But it was a really impactful book, and so what I wanted to say around that was she talks about how there's lots of amazing nuggets in there. So, please don't think that this is the Cliff Note version. But what I did want to share with you was that essentially the first 50 years of the woman's life is slated for everything outside of her. So family, husband, obviously procreation, career, doing the things externally. And then the next 50 years post-menopause is for you. So that's when, in other words, for me.
Right.
So that's when like a lot of businesses are created and poetry and books are written and all kinds of things. Clearly podcasts.
Money is generated.
Yeah, money's generated. Like there's just like a lot of creation that comes out of, the second half of your game. So
the creative part, from creating babies to creating businesses or empires. I mean, it's shifted from babies to, other things, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but other things like it takes on a meaning from other people to things that like I want to do.
Right.
And obviously, this goes without saying that we started businesses before all of this. What I'm saying is that there's literally the energy of, oh, I don't have to worry about getting pregnant anymore. Or, oh, I don't have to worry about this anymore. Or, oh, like you can literally, again, transfer that energy from those thoughts and those experiences into generating new stuff. So there's a whole lot of creation. So now, again, you're not creating babies, you're creating, things that inspire you or, and it could simply be, I want to do yoga 5 days a week. And, and now you can, because you have that time and that space and that,
it changes your capacity. It transmutes your capacity to in a different way.
Yeah.
I read the book as well, and I recommend that, any of the guys that are out there who, have a lady that is or going into menopause, definitely check it out, because it's a great book, and it's, I thought I was going to be reading something more about, like the science of it all, and a little bit of that's covered in there, but it was more about some of the emotional, and psychological changes, and the energetic changes accompanied with menopause. It was great. I loved it. Actually, I want to read it again. Yeah.
Well, we talked about that this morning, and reading it again, because now that it's a year later, and I mean, my symptoms have certainly increased, and to the degree that I'm experiencing, hot flashes or night sweats overnight, and I feel like because we set intentions and my mindset around it is very healthy and empowering, and just, again, it's embracing the change. I feel that as these things happen, it's just like a natural part of it. I mean, it's all my relationship to the experience. And I thought it was really neat. I think the book is really neat. And I think how we're relating to it is really neat too. So,
what I'm really grateful for?
Tell me.
That I'm a deep sleeper.
What?
I never wake up when you're like rolling around and hot and pulling blankets on and off. Like, none of it.
Thank goodness.
I know. Thank you.
And I appreciate that you like to sleep in 64-degree weather.
Absolutely.
With
Always.
The fan on.
Yes. My favorite.
Because it definitely helps. Yeah, no, it was cool. Did you want to share anything about intentions, or like how I remember that was a really beautiful conversation, and you brought it to me. That's what really was so beautiful about it.
And just the intention setting, it was beautiful, and I appreciate you being open to having that conversation, and of course you would be, because we are all about setting intention setting, whether it's getting into a conversation on the phone with an insurance agent. My intentions for this conversation are, or with you and I, and how we want to quote unquote tackle life. So I appreciate having that conversation and laying that down. And I really feel like, because we were so intentional about having the conversation, that a lot of it is really we're either relating to it or it's unfolding the way that we've asked it to. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I will add that we shared this also with the boys. So Rex and Luke were and are a part of those conversations. And every once in a while, I'll get a, "Hey, Mom, how are you doing with your menopause?" Which I think is so freaking cool. It's so cool. They're 13 and a half and almost 15. And, again, just have a whole different relationship to sex and sexuality and gender and all of those
even though they won't
things.
admit it, but they do.
Yeah, they do. They totally do.
Yep.
No, it's really great. Awesome. Okay, so we covered hernias and teeth, implants, and menopause. What else do you want to do? We talked a little bit about others.
Others. Well, we are currently in the state of expanding our company a little bit. And we'll have a podcast later on about that. But just stay tuned to know that we got a couple things going on that we're excited to share with you about expanding the team in an empowering way.
Yes. The real estate side.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. The contract is out. We'll say that.
Yeah, the contract is out. We're going to see, waiting for it to be signed. So, and then the other thing is even though we've done, real estate investments in the past, we've never done a flip in all these years, and
yes,
we're working on our first flip right now, which is pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's super exciting.
So that's others, and that's life, I guess, huh?
For sure.
Yeah, cool.
For sure, yes. So it's a flip. We're partnering with one of our sellers. So we've known her for 12, 15 years. It's been a really long time.
A really long time.
And so we have been in this conversation about her moving to her dream house for 5 years. Our first listing appointment was in 2016.
That's amazing.
And so, obviously we're in relationship and 87% of our business is referrals. So we're constantly talking to our peeps and love on them and everything. And so, she just closed on her dream house. It's gorgeous. And then she's like, okay, it's time to sell the condo. So then we went over there, looked at everything, and we're like, ooh, okay, this is possible. What would it look like to flip this? So we presented her with 3 different options, and she chose to partner with us on that flip.
So we're super excited about it, for sure.
Super excited about it.
Stay tuned. I'm sure you'll see some pics on our Instagram at some point. So again, we're excited about that.
Yep.
All right, so that's self, others, life. Is there anything else that State of the Union?
No, I think that's it.
Cool. I think so too. I don't really have anything else in this moment, but happy to share all this stuff. And we've been it has been springtime and it has been busy, so we have not recorded the last couple episodes. They've been replays. So thanks for hanging with us as we get our schedule back in order for sure.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you for listening. Again, obviously, ask questions. We love to share with you, and we're here with you. We're on the road. We're on the journey. We're on the path with you in the trenches, and we're really, obviously the intention is to share with you so that you can glean from our experience and have your breakthroughs as well. Super, super, super empower. We're all in this together.
Yes. So love and peace goes out, and we will see you on the mic next week.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Wow, what a show. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're inspired, we ask that you share the podcast with one person and subscribe and follow the show. I'm Bill Jameson.
And I'm Nancy Jameson.
And remember, it's
a great life. Quick note about the Sex, Money, and Real Estate podcast. We are not doctors or licensed therapists. We are a joyous, abundant, and mature couple passionately sharing our story of growth around sex, money, and real estate. Our thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are our own, so please consult your doctor, healthcare provider, or your broker regarding any questions or issues you have related to your physical or mental health or specific state laws regarding your real estate business.